earlier on today, British middleweight boxer Chris Eubank Jr. was speaking at the Riyadh season Berbatev Bivol press conference, Beterbiev, sorry. The former two-time IBO World Super Middleweight Champion explained the reasoning behind his new deal with Boxer.
Because every other promoter out here is a scumbag. Frank Warren behind me, been lying and cheating his way through boxing for the last couple decades. Halle Sauerland.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Halle Sauerland had had me locked up in a terrible contract for the last few years. Scumbag. Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith, they did everything they could to try and make this fight against Conor Benn still go ahead. Still go ahead. I would say the only promoter that I know for sure isn't a scumbag is His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh.
Now, on the back of that, we were joined on our show by the head of Queensberry Promotions, Frank Warren, who was actually sitting behind Chris Eubank Jr. in that presser. He started off by saying that Eubank Jr. will face consequences for his comments.
The bottom line of it is very simple. He was sued by me for a legal breach of a contract, and I was successful in suing him, and he paid substantial damages. Now, what he can't accept is what's legal and what's not. And as regarding what he's just said, just so you know, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, he's going to get sued again for the comments that he's made publicly.
Now, we have asked Chris Eubank Jr.'s team for a right reply this afternoon, and also Simon Jordan has also heard the interview and would like to state that he has no financial investment in Boxer. Reminder, Simon is back tomorrow morning alongside Jim White from 10 a.m. Staying with that theme, Matchroom CEO Eddie Hearn has since spoken to IFL TV about the Chris Eubank Jr. comments and had this to say.
He wasn't very happy that he was on the bottom table down there. And I think he was probably put up to what to say, but I don't know. I mean, very strange. It'll be dealt with. Honestly, the guy's a melt. He's fighting Caramel Zerometa. His team are phoning me up, begging me to make the Conor Benn fight. We'll see. We look forward to that fight, but first, I'm sure that'll be dealt with, and then we'll go from there.
A reminder as well that at the end of my interview with Frank Warren, he made some comments about Simon Jordan, and I said, would you like to go on their show tomorrow morning to have that chat with Simon? He said yes. So fingers crossed, around about 10:30 tomorrow morning. Frank Warren
in for that.
And Simon will be having a chat live on talkSPORT. So if you've got a diary, stick that in it. Make sure you listen to talkSPORT tomorrow morning. And how about this? Back to the world of boxing. Team Eubank have just been in touch with us for a statement in relation to Frank Warren's comments earlier on our show on Drive, and it reads, in relations to the Hamzah, Sheeraz, Denzel, Bentley fights, we have never spoken about the Bentley fight, and no offer has ever been made, and even if there was an offer, it would not make sense after he lost to both Nathan Healy and Felix Cash. As for Hamzah, Sheeraz, we sat down with them and Hamzah's family in Saudi and explained clearly that Chris was already in talks to fight Terence Crawford. Team Warren was told it could only be made if it was for a full title, but at the end of the day, they decided to upgrade the interim champion at the time instead. Hopefully, we're going to hear from Chris Eubank Jr. himself either today or tomorrow on talkSPORT. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I was thinking about what he was saying, right? And he said, when I said it, and he was like, you better be careful. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's the case. Otherwise, every major news outlet,
be in trouble.
Be it written press or spoken, wouldn't be able to report on anything.
No. But no, it is what it is. He said what he said.
Yeah.
But I mean, that tomorrow with Simon at 10:30, if Frank goes on there, it's going to be awful.
Do I get a finder's fee for that? Because I set that up. Do I have a booking fee? I do get that.
Fair play to Frank though as well, gang. I'll go on there. Not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. How nice that Jim and Simon have just texted me saying thanks very much for the nothing. Let's go to the phone line, shall we? 037.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.